What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here, back with all the news after Week 16 of our Columbus Aviators franchise, where the Aviators fell to the Jacksonville Jaguars to 9-6 on the season, which is the same record the Jaguars have. So Week 17 is going to be very, very important for this team. It's really going to dictate whether or not we get a home game throughout the first wild card round. We're going to have to play a wild card round, so getting a home game would definitely be crucial. But we're going up against a very good San Francisco 49er team. They are also 9-6 coming into this game, but the Aviators offense really stalled a lot last week. We really couldn't get a whole lot going through the air. You saw a few wild throws from xxSnEaKyPxx, and that's just the reality of what this team is going to have to deal with through the remainder of the season, unfortunately. The injury to Marcus Mariota really putting a damper on their offense, and you saw a few guys make some plays. You saw a nice touchdown catch from Curtis Harden and Sean Sutton, but the explosiveness isn't there. There were a few times where xxSnEaKyPxx just missed open receivers that could have turned into big gains, and not having that option on the field is definitely going to hurt this team for the remainder of their games. But we'll do the best we can. We'll see how it all plays out. Let's go ahead and do some more scouting here. See if anybody stands out to us at all. Going through the list. And it doesn't appear to be an incredibly deep draft. That's not saying it's a bad draft. I'm not seeing a whole lot of like late round steals based on skills though. This guy, why am I not scouting him more? I like that catching there. That looks pretty solid for AC Graves out of Southern Miss there. Anybody else that I want to look at here? Go down the list. Not really. Meh. I don't know about that either. Let's see. Don't see anybody else there. Okay. Running backs. I guess let's scout some running backs for a little bit. See if we can find somebody here that stands out to us. Anybody there? Nope. One more. Alright, we'll scout more later of the running backs in case we decide to get somebody. I'm not too sure about David Cobb, to be honest. So let's go ahead and check out the standings. As you can see, we are tied. Now, we do have the tiebreaker over the Jaguars, apparently. So that's very good for us. However, it doesn't really matter. If we win this game and the Jaguars lose, or if we lose and the Jaguars win, I'm sorry, it all gets flip-turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. Okay, never mind, I won't go into that. Let's find out who the Jaguars are playing. They are playing the Colts, so the Jaguars are almost guaranteed to win. The Colts really not looking good this year. We have a tough game ahead of us. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and this is going to decide whether or not we get home field advantage. At least in the wild card round. After that, I don't think we're going to have much hope on it. But we'll see what we can do. Let's find out what's going on with the injury report here. See if the 49ers are missing anybody or not. Obviously, we know Mariota is done for, unfortunately. 49ers, they are missing Aaron Lynch, who is a 99 overall at this point. Wow. That is a big blow to their team. Torrey Smith being out, another big blow. Missing Lolito, I guess you would say it. And he's a pretty solid guy. And Patterson too. So they are missing some key players on their team right now. They're not missing their quarterback, which would obviously be the most detrimental. But obviously they got a lot of big players out for this game that might affect them. Let's check out what they do have to work with here. And at quarterback, Geno Smith leading the way. So they no longer have Kaepernick. They're moving forward with Geno Smith over here. At running back, they have Alfred Morris and Joseph Randall. Interesting duo there. Bruce Miller going to be at fullback still. Justin Blackman. And they only have 3 wide receivers on their roster with Smith and Patterson both being out. That is an interesting take. They haven't signed anybody, I guess. Wow. They are beat up for sure. They do have Jason Witten at tight end. That's a big-time signing for them. Joe Staley still going to be at left tackle there. Brandon Thomas at left guard. At center, Daniel Kilgore, Appalachian State, baby. Alex Boone at right guard. And at right tackle, they have Troy Von Blake, a rookie left tackle who's playing over at that right tackle spot. 78 overall, pretty solid. They have Armstead at left end, Alden Smith at right end. So usually they move forward with Aaron Lynch over here It says 92 there. That confidence boost must be crazy. And then they've moved their outside linebackers both to right end. Interesting scenario for that. BJ Raji signing over here. They did bring in C.O. Moore. They have Navarro Bowman still and Sean Weatherspoon. A.J. Klein at right outside linebacker here. Dante Johnson, Powers, and Antoine Hightower are going to be the corners here. Nothing too great there. They do have Duke Williams at free safety, a pretty solid guy there, though. And Winston Guy at strong safety. Overall, though, not a lot of star power on that defense, especially with Aaron Lynch being out. However, we do have to keep an eye on a few of those linebackers, or I guess ends now. You know, Alden Smith is definitely a playmaker, and then they have Navarro Bowman. We all know about him. And even then, you know, it's not like we're playing this game with Mariota. We're going to have to play with Kerry Patrick. He's going to have to step up against a tough team. And it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. They have a pretty solid offensive line as well. Stafford, 23 of 37, 4 passing touchdowns, 309 yards for him. Bobby Wagner with 19 tackles and an interception. And Brown with 14 tackles, an interception, and a fumble forced. And then Alex Smith, 23 of 32, 306 yards, 5 passing touchdowns for him. We'll check out the yearly awards just going into week 17, see what the race is looking like. Russell Wilson, number 1, Aaron Rodgers, 2, Drew Brees, 3, Phillip Rivers, 4, Broussard in at 5, Ralph at 6, Marcus Mariota falling down to 7, Alex Smith, 8, Colin Kaepernick, 9, and Joe Flacco, 10. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please smash that like button if you did, and I will see you guys in week 17 as we take on the San Francisco 49ers. Later.